big blue family that's played and finished. And these young guys are that big blue family that's going to establish their identity a year from now. The first gentleman on the list wasn't brought up, didn't play all of his football in Whitesboro. He came to us a year ago from about 3 miles away, and I can remember one day saying to him that this might be the longest 3 miles in the history of the world, and I think he understood where I was coming from. I got to know him a little better through the course of these last 2 years, and I have to say to you right now that I've been coaching football on the college and high school level for 40 years. And in 40 years of coaching, he is one of the finest all-around athletes that I've had to deal with. He's graceful, he's fun to watch, and he's got talent, he's got skills. And thanks for coming over here, Mike, so that I got a chance to spend some time with you. Mike Buno. The next young man, the thing I recognize most about this young fella is he's honest. He's flat out forthright. When I'm discussing anything with him, he's right up front about it, whether he's ready, not ready, whether he's capable. Hardworking, made a change of positions during the season and moved over into my group. And I mean, it was a tough move at that point of the year. He jumped right in and became one of our strongs, and we have some fun when we're rolling, and he did a great job, and he's welcome on any football team that I ever coach because I don't have to worry about this kid. He's ready to go. Please welcome Eric Glenn. The next young man, I made small notes, and please forgive me. One time I got of course it was about 20 years ago, but I got a phone call that someone was counting sentences and things, and that I had said more about this guy than the other guy. I can't keep track of that. So I've made little notes, but you'll have to forgive me. It doesn't mean a thing. The next guy, when I was putting down little thoughts about him, I thought Pitbull. Small in size, plays big, was a leader on the team. Every single day, we knew he was going to be challenged. Every single game, he knew he was going to be under the gun because the other corner on the other side is a tall kid, and he knew that they were going to go after him, and he did a fantastic job for us this year. Came a long way as a leader, came a long way as a player, wound up starting both ways a lot of games, and he's a tough kid that could play for us anytime. And the biggest thing I want you to understand is when people say, we're not going to play football because you're almost small. Well, this guy disproves all that. Adam Pexton. This next kid took a lot of heat. The guys were on him because of Remember the Titans flick or some kind of thing like that. But this year he came into preseason ready to go. He came to us 2 years ago as a quarterback, and then finally worked his way into a strong position. Again, he's one of my guys, and had an opportunity after the second game of the season, jumped on it, and started every game for us from that point on, and did a great job for us. Always. I don't think I ever saw him loaf in one of my drills. I don't think I ever saw him not smiling in any of my drills. And he's a pleasure to coach, and he's a good kid, and I'm sure he's going to be fine. Chad Martin. The next gentleman I've known since he was in elementary school, and tough character, plays much larger than his frame. Pound for pound, the guys will tell you, one of the strongest kids on our football team in the weight room. And we got to know each other pretty well over the last 2 years. This year he was our starting quarterback. He was a great kid with the ball. He was a great leader on the field. We lost him for a couple games and got him back. And he was a pleasure to work with. He's a young man that I want to understand one thing. He's the kind of kid that makes things happen. He's very kinetic. And I want him to understand that he's responsible for his own destiny. And I'm sure he's going to be fine. Adam Everly. I've been in Whitesboro 38 years. I've only had one boy carry a ball for me in 9th grade on the varsity level. One in 38 years. As a 9th grader, carried the ball in a playoff game. Came out his sophomore year, had an injury, fought through it, and was instrumental in scoring a huge touchdown in a regional game down in Union Endicott against Corning. Had a great, really healthy junior season, rushing for about 1,800 yards. Was a first team All-State. I've only had 3 of those. And this year he was tearing it up with 800 and some odd yards in 4 or 5 games. And a fateful night. I've seen it on ESPN 10 times since. Tearing down the field on another breakaway run. I don't think I've coached too many backs that had longer breakaway runs than this fella. True speed. Pulled up a hamstring right in front of me, and fought like crazy the rest of the year, but had his hands full. A hamstring is one of the worst injuries that a back can get. They can take between 8 months and a year to heal. We did get him back for a couple games, but as I look at his career here, he has a lot to be proud of. The fact that he carried the ball in 9th grade, the fact that he was a first-team All-State kid, and I'm sure he's gonna recover. He's gonna go on. He's gonna be playing football next year. Steve Allman. You've already met the next gentleman, so we're not gonna roll it around anymore. You know what he's all about. Connor Pasalacqua. Sean Fitz. This, not yet. Oh, he's always jumping the gun. He's a wrangler. He's a real personality for us. He's got good speed. He's very aggressive. Did a great job for Mr. Nassif on the special teams. And I really believe that this kid is that far away from playing a ton of football for us. And in another situation, there's no question that he would have. But he's a great kid. I think he grew up a little bit. And I really believe that this kid's going to be fine. Sean Fitz.